Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Jessica Claire from Families of the Mafia. Hello,
Hi, Bill. How are you?
how you doing? I'm pretty
I'm
good.
very well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So, you're on Families of the Mafia, a real
Mhm.
interesting show, and
Yes.
I want to know how was it growing up in New York? How was it for you growing up there?
Um. Well, I came from a very tough area. I came from the Park Slope section of Brooklyn. I didn't always live in Staten Island. It was pretty rough growing up. You had to hold your own. You had to kind of fend for yourself. It wasn't like anything like growing up today. These kids growing up today with the help of no one. We were struggling. We were struggling back then. It wasn't. We weren't born with silver spoons in our mouths by all means. And we had to learn how to hold our own, how to learn to fight our own battles. We didn't go running to mom and dad for every little thing that came our way. We had to pretty much, take it upon ourselves. We worked at a very young age. We helped our parents. My mom and dad were separated on and off throughout my life. So it was really me, my mom, and my sister, which rest my mom's soul. We lost her on the 24th of September. My mom passed.
Yeah, I'm
So just
sorry for your
recently.
loss.
Thank you very much. It was very sudden. She was stage 4 cancer, and she died in my arms in my home here where I am right now. So I've had a tough couple of weeks these last couple of weeks mentally. She was very close to us. It's always been me, my sister, and my mom growing up. We always
Yeah.
had each other's back, and we learned to appreciate the little things rather than the big things in life. The little things mean so much more rather than the big things, because growing up the way we did back then, I'm 47 years old. It was hard. It wasn't easy. Things didn't come easy for us at all.
Yeah, my mother had cancer, and I moved back in with her to help her out, and I get shit for it. Oh, you live with your mom. You're 42 years
No,
old, and I'm like, I'd rather be
no.
here. I get good meals, and
Oh yeah, clean clothes.
yeah. Why
Listen,
would I want to leave?
why would you? And there's nothing wrong with being with mom at all. Even if you're 65 years old, a mom is a mom, and we only have one of them.
Yeah,
And before you know it, like I said, in a blink of an eye, my mom's not here, and I miss her terribly. She was my
yeah,
buddy. She was my friend. She's my little shopping partner. And to be in this house without her, she lived in Florida for 30 years. She came back here to be with me, my sister, and all the grandchildren. And it's only been a year, and she was only here for a year to spend with us before she had gotten sick and passed on us. But I'm very, very grateful that she was here with us for the last year.
yeah. You only get one chance in life, and you got to make the best
Was
of
it
it
hot?
while you're here.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
how I feel about it. Appreciate what you have in front of you.
yeah. Was there a lot of organized crime in the neighborhood where you grew up?
Oh yeah, there was organized crime all over the neighborhood, all over Brooklyn, all over Bensonhurst, Park Slope, Court Street, Carroll Gardens. There was organized crime everywhere. That's where you had to become grown up before your time. You had to learn how to be trustworthy. You had to learn how to be loyal to people you cared about, people who cared about you. You had to watch each other's back. And you had to, if you had friends that in a circle, you would stay with those friends in a circle, and you would stick up for them, and they would stick up for you. They would have your back, you would have their back. And you would kind of be pretty tough. I mean, you had to be tough.
Do you remember any situations with any of these organized crime characters when you were younger?
In situations, in what
Like
way?
in the neighborhood, things going on that you heard about or anything?
I Not really. When it comes to organized crime, that's pretty much something that's quiet. That's something that's not really out in the open. That's not something that you really talk about on the street, or make it anybody's business. It's something that's pretty much hush hush, quiet, kept in the closet. It's not
Yeah.
something you want to put out there on anybody's table, because it could be dangerous, and you definitely don't want to be in a situation with anyone that's in any kind of organized crime, or start spilling names or anything like that. You kind of want to just keep whatever you do know, or whatever you did see growing up, kind of like you
Yeah.
didn't see it and you don't know it. You got to kind
Well, you
of keep
see
it quiet.
now, times have changed because
Yes.
I mean, this used to be what, like 50 years ago, 60 years ago. They used to not want to talk about it. It used to be a
Right.
secret, and now it's all over
100%.
the place. People are
It's all
loving it.
People are loving it. People love drama. whatever kind of drama it is, whether it's organized crime, whether it's someone beating someone up, whether it's boyfriend and girlfriends fighting, people just for some crazy reason tend to draw themselves near to whatever drama that there is. People love drama. The more the drama, the more people love. We talk about it freely now because a lot of those big time people and big time organized crime families, not that they're not here a lot of them have passed away, they're not really here anymore. So it's not in a sense where, you're walking into a Third Avenue social club and you're going to run into, whoever, someone very, very important, because they're not here anymore. Now their children are here, or their grandchildren, and it's kind of pushed to the side. It's not the way it was way back then at all.
Yeah, a lot of them are like play gangsters. They want to be on the internet. I'm a gangster. I'll do this to you. Like,
when
real
you
gangsters
see that,
don't do that.
when you see that, that's not a gangster. That's not anybody of any importance. Because like I said before, if you're anybody of any importance, it's not something that you put on the kitchen table and talk about it. That's something that you keep very personal, very quiet. That's your own private life. You're not going to put yourself out there to make a problem or a wave or put anybody or jeopardize anybody in getting any kind of trouble or anything. That's how. But like you said, there was a lot of wannabe tough guys and gangsters out there today, by all means. Maybe a little too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Way too much, yeah.
I know.
Ronald says, I have to say my opinion, Italian woman or some of the strongest women.
Mm-hmm.
His opinion.
I consider myself a strong woman. I saw a lot growing up. I've been through a lot. Probably more than the rest or more than most women. But you carry your own and you keep your head straight and you kind of just always do what you believe in is right. I feel like if you're a good person and you continue to be a good person, even when you don't want to be a good person, it comes back to you 10 times better.
I don't always want to be a good person. I go to church every week. Pray for forgiveness, please.
I don't always want to be a good person either. I really don't. But I've learned the hard way. It comes back to you in better ways. Being an evil person isn't going to solve no matter. It's just going to make things 10 times worse. And why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
A lot of the trolls just want to put you in a bad mood, but I'm not. I won't let it happen to me.
No, I have kids. I have 5 children. They're all different ages. They go from 27 down to 12. I have 4 grandchildren from the ages of 7 down to 3 months old. So I'm up and down all day long with different moods. I guess you would say different girls, boys, babies, growing up,
different crisis situations.
Yes, yes, all day long. There's never a dull moment. I have something going on all day long. And then when it's crazy and my life is just so hectic, which it is, I say, God, when am I going to have a minute just to myself? Do you know when I get that minute to myself, I'm so bored and I just don't know what to do with myself. I miss the chaos. I don't want the minute to myself. I don't want to sit down and relax. I said, you know what? When I die, that's when I'm going to relax. That's when I'm going to have no hecticness, no kids. So while I'm here, I'm breathing. I feel good. I want to keep it moving and deal with everything.
So when did you meet Billy O'Toole?
Billy O'Toole. I met Billy O'Toole in the summer of 1993. 93. My son Matthew was born in 1994, so I met him 1 year before my son was born.
Were you married to him?
Yes, we were married for 4 years, almost 4 years. So we met. We had a very physical and crazy attraction to each other. He was a very, very good-looking guy. Back then, I was an attractive girl, and we just hit it off from day one. We actually met we used to have a Fifth Avenue fair that ran from, say, Carroll Street all the way down to like 60-something Street. And that fair was every single summer, one day a summer, the music, the food, everything. And we actually met that one day. And from that one day on, we never left each other's side. 5 months later, I became pregnant with my son. 7 months later, I was married. And, in an Italian family, you get married. There is no baby out of wedlock. I walked down the aisle 5 months pregnant. And we didn't really get a chance to know each other that well when we first met. But as the years went on, I had Matthew. 2 years, a year and a half after, I had a set of twins, which were Taylor and Joseph. And, we didn't really have a minute to fall in love with each other. We loved each other, but we didn't have that love feeling. We were too young. I was 19. I was 17 years old. He was in his early 20s, and we tried to do the right thing because that was the right thing to do. My parents pushed for the whole marriage thing, his parents, and it didn't work out for that sense, but we remained friends throughout our whole entire life. I adored him. He adored me. We had 3 beautiful children together. It was unfortunate the marriage didn't work out, but I got to be honest with you, if he would have called me up at 3, 4 in the morning and needed me for something, it wasn't nothing I would never do for him. I was always there for him, and he was, in return there for me, because I did get remarried, and so did he after that. I'm not married right now, but we did kind of go our own separate ways, but we always kept the respect for each other because we shared children together.
Was there a lot of crazy situations as you guys were together?
Oh God, yeah. Billy was nuts. He had me on my toes from day one up until when he passed. There was a lot, Billy was a beautiful looking guy. There was a lot of girls always after him. There was a lot of guys that were jealous of him. He was always in trouble with the law, always getting arrested for fighting and whatnot. There was a time when my son Matthew was 8 months old, and Billy got stabbed in a nightclub in Alphabet City. He got stabbed, I believe it was 14 times. He almost died. He lost a couple of, he lost a spleen, a kidney, part of his pancreas. It was a miracle that he survived. So there was a lot of incidents that kept me on my toes, and that's another reason why I couldn't really stay in that marriage. I didn't want to deal with all of that. I just wanted to kind of get away from that. I didn't want my kids around it.
If you guys would be going out for the night, would it be like, oh, I don't even want to go because I know it's going to be a problem?
Well, it would be a problem if we were out and a guy, God forbid, looked at me, or if a guy offered, gave me a funny eye. Yeah, there would definitely be a problem. There would be a fight in the bar in 3 seconds. So going out with Billy wasn't enjoyable back then. He was a hothead, like my son Joe. Yeah, yeah. Joe takes after his father.
So, did you ever notice like police presence around you when?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
there was police presence around. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Were they were watching him a lot?
Yeah, they were watching him a lot. And you know what? He was a good guy. That was the crazy thing. He used to get himself in trouble, but even the police loved Billy. Everybody loved Billy because he was such a personable person. He had a heart of gold, and he was friendly. He was a good guy. He just, you kind of have that kid or that man in your life that trouble always finds them. They could be not doing anything, but when they walk into a place for some reason, the face, the look, trouble just finds them. And that's what it was with him. And he got in trouble a lot, but everybody loved Billy, no matter what it was. He didn't do anything intentional. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't hurt anybody. So it wasn't really anything tremendous. But he was a hothead. He was a tough kid, and he was arrested a lot up until when he passed away. Actually, never kind of left the side.
Steven says back then you still look great.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how was it when they approached you to be on Families of the Mafia? How was that? Like, how was the first initial, and what did you think when they approached you about it?
I gotta be honest with you. When they asked me to do the show, I wanted to do the show. I wanted to do the show because I wanted to put my life out there with my children's life, because I wanted it to be a good influence for other families of things that we went through as a family, things that we went through as a family that were hard, very, very hard. I was by myself a lot of the times. I do have 5 kids. Every single one of them gave me an issue, whether it be whatever it was. It was hard. It was very hard, and I got through it, and I stuck by my children. I actually lost my second marriage because I chose to be a mom before I chose to be a wife. And I feel, honestly, when you have children, you should be a parent before you're a spouse. Your children should come first no matter what. And if the other partner can't handle it and don't agree with it, then, see you later. You got to raise your children to be good people, respectful people. And when they become a good adult, then it's your time to shine, which is my time right now. But when Families of the Mafia did come and ask me that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to portray that kind of role model, to show people what I went through as a mom, and that no matter what comes your way in life, whether it be hard or sad or good, always try and keep your head up high and stick together as a family. And, it'll work out. You'll get through it. It might not be easy, but you'll definitely get through it. So I was
Yeah,
happy to do the show.
it's definitely not a conventional family life in any sense. Like, nowadays it's just different than what it was.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, 100%. Life is just different every single day. Life changes, but you got to be your own person no matter what it is. I feel you got to stick to your guns, and you got to do what you believe is right. Don't worry about who judges you. You just got to continue to be the person that you are, which is what I am. I think I'm a good person. I have a big heart. I'll help anybody if they need it. I'll do anything for anybody. I'll never say no. I won't get myself in trouble, but if you need me, I'm there for you. I'm a very loyal person. Like I told you before, that's how we had to grow up back then. There was a lot of loyalty and a lot of trust. There was no be your friend today and then you walk away from me and me knife you in the back and talk bad about you. That's not the kind
There
of
was some
circle
of
we
there was
had.
some of that though, right?
There's
Back
a
then.
lot of that. There's a lot of that till today.
Yeah.
There's it's all around you. There's so many phony, hypocritical people around you, jealous people, that could be your friend to your face and wish you good and, love your children and love your family. And then 3 minutes later, when you walk away from them, they're talking bad about you and wishing you harm's way.
They're trying to get into your bank account or something.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust today, that's for sure.
Did you find any people that weren't supportive with going on the show?
Oh yeah. Of course there's people that aren't supportive because a lot of people don't believe what you believe in. There's a lot of people that have different beliefs and don't see things the way that you see it. And because they don't see things the way that you see it or live your life the way they live their life, they're going to come at you in a very negative way. They're going to tell you, oh, there's no such thing as mob. Or, oh, there's no such thing as a failure. Or there's no such thing as, your daughter or your son were acting up and now they're good people today. There's so many negative people out there, but those negative people are negative within their own self. And that's why they try and bring it out. They're not happy with themselves. So in the beginning, I used to go back at the people. My kids used to tell me, Mom, just leave it alone. Don't even get yourself over. Because I used to want to attack. When they used to come at me in a negative way, I was like right back at them. And
Me too.
Going back. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I get so aggravated because they're judging something that they have no idea about. They were not in my shoes 20 years ago. They did not live with my ex-husband. They did not see what I see. They did not see what my kids see. So how do you sit on social media and judge me and go against what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to come on social media where there's billions of people that are going to see me, hear me, read about me, and lie to you. I don't get any, I don't get anything from it. If anything, I'm trying to be a good influence and to you and make you see negativeness into positiveness. Because I've been through basically almost everything. I've been taken as a child by gunpoint. I've had, there's nothing that I haven't been through. And I'm here today and I'm smiling and I'm happy and I have a beautiful family and I'm very proud of. I wouldn't change anything. There's nothing I wouldn't change.
What happened in that situation if you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Park Slope was Park Slope. Like I said, a very tough area. And when I was younger, I had this thing where I wanted to be a singer. So I used to go to the corner store every day and get the new, it used to be called the Village Voice, that used to always hold auditions back then, if you know anything about that paper, many years ago. And I would audition for singing back then. I was 15 years old. Long story short, 11:30 in the morning, I was walking to the store to get the newspaper, and a woman and a man came up to me, and the man had asked me for directions. I said I couldn't help him. When I went to haul off, the woman, they put a gun to the back of my neck. The woman put the gun to the back of my neck and told me to follow the guy. Now, as everybody said, why didn't you scream, Jess? Why didn't you scream? I'm telling you, in a situation like that, you can't. It doesn't come out. I wanted to scream so bad. I was so nervous that it couldn't come out. And as I'm following this man,
how old are you at the time?
14,
how old?
14 years old.
Oh man.
And as I'm following this guy towards 11th Street and 5th Avenue, I'm passing every single store that I pass every single day that I know, that know me. They're smiling at me through the window, not realizing what the hell is going on. When I could have easily, now that I look back, I could have easily probably did something different in the situation. But I was a kid. I was young, naive. I didn't know what to do. And they put me in this car. It looked like an old Caprice Classic, those old detective cars, those beige cars from back in the day, the detective. And I sat in the passenger seat. Yeah. and I sat in the passenger seat, And they told me, they drove up towards the Prospect Park, and they told me to put my jewelry in a bag or whatever money I had on me. I had like $5 on me, but I had my Jessica Diamond nameplate. I was always very girly, very glitzy back then. And he wound up hitting me in the side of my head and telling me to get the F out of the car. And they drove off. And at that point, that's when it all came out. I went screaming and running down 11th Street, 5th Avenue. At that time, my mother worked in a video store, and I ran in the store screaming, crying. And they asked, obviously what happened. I told them the whole situation. Do you know that they found the people about a week later? We called the cops. The cops found them a week later, and they sat down and told my mother, don't even press charges. Thank God your daughter's okay. You want to know why? Because they're probably watching her. They may know where she lives. And if we go against them, arrest them, or anything like that, they might come after her and retaliate. Just thank God she's okay. Materialistic things can be bought again. Just let it go. Leave it alone. And, that's basically how we left it. They were actually it was like a gimmick that they were doing back then, I guess, so I've always had a fear of that till today, even with my own children, raising them. I was always a very nervous mom, and, they don't understand the positions that I've been into, which was that one. So even till today, it's like, don't talk to strangers. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I was in a situation where I was 14 years old, and it happens. It does happen. People can get taken at a very, doesn't have to be 4 or 5 years old. I was a teenager, and it was that easy. So, I've been through a lot, in a sense where, it made me a stronger person today, I guess. Wiser, more knowledgeable.
That's pretty crazy that they would have the balls to do that and like abduct someone like that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember the car till today, like as if it was yesterday. I remember the two faces today as if it was yesterday. It's a fear that I will never get over, and a fear that I will take with me until the day that I die. Believe me.
Yeah,
it's very scary.
I'm sure you get PTSD from something like that.
Of course you do. And I'm not a prejudiced person. I take all races. Listen, I'm Spanish and I'm Italian. My father's very, very dark skinned. My mother was white as white, big blue eyes. And, growing up as I did, I was made fun of in school. My whole life in school, I was made fun of because my mom was so light skinned and my dad was very dark. So they used to call me names, and they used to, make fun of me. And that used to kill me. Every single day I'd go into school, I would cry. I hated going to school, which is another reason why I taught my children, you never make fun of anybody. Everybody breeds the same. Everybody bleeds the same. Just the color of your skin or the shape of your eyes or the height or the weight makes you no different. We're all built from the same brick. So everything that I've been through, which was negative, I tried to make positive raising my own children. And I feel like I did a good job. They're good people today. They're very good, respectful adults, and they respect everybody, and they talk to everybody, and they're nice to everybody, and they don't judge anybody for nothing at all.
Yeah, from what I could see, like they seem like really good kids.
They are. Listen, they're not angels by all means, and they gave me plenty of heartache growing up. But like I said, I stuck by them, and I didn't keep my eyes off of them for 1 single second. I rolled up on them when they were with their friends. Their friends are petrified of me till today. I was a tough mom.
Probably sitting in the car like, I ain't going in that house.
I pull no punches. It is what it is. I'm here to protect my babies, and I'm not going to let these streets eat them up in any negative way. Like I tell them, you're climbing up a ladder. You're allowed to fall every single once in a while, but you pick yourself back up and you keep going until you reach the top. Don't get discouraged from that 1 or 2 falls, and I'll always be there for them. No matter what they do in life, I'm always going to be there for them, and I'm always going to, respect whatever it is that they do. And if it's a bad thing or they're making bad choices, we're going to get through it. We'll get through it.
I mean, that's a hard situation to have to when you lose your dad, because I lost my dad, and it was hard.
Of course it's hard. And they were just regaining a relationship with him, which was even harder.
Same thing happened with me.
Yeah, that's what's tough. You go through your life with just your mom on you, and no real father figure, And then later on in life, when all the troubles and all the headaches and all the stress and all the hard times are past, and now you have good adults, now,
Mhm.
Billy wants to come in their life, and all that hard times are gone. I did it already,
Yeah, the
now I'm
prison
making you
time,
a
right?
good
All this
person.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was married, so they had a stepfather at the time, which was there too, but it's not their dad. It's not the same thing. Your dad
Yeah.
is your dad. It doesn't matter who's in your life, but your dad is your dad. So when Billy came around and they started to make amends and they started to have a relationship, it was so effed up what happened. It really
Yeah.
was. It was heartbreaking. My kids, till today, we still don't have answers. We're still in a cloud of what really happened, and it's just so surreal till today that Billy's not here for us, and
Yeah.
he didn't see his daughter, uh, baby born, his first grandson. There's so
Yeah.
much that he missed, so many beautiful things, and it's a damn shame. It really is.
He had a lot of life still left in him, and a
Oh
lot
God,
of
yeah.
people. I mean, people that are going through things, man, they need to know that there's help out there if you need
Oh
help.
yeah. And don't ever turn down someone's phone call that's reaching out. Don't ever turn someone away that's reaching out. If someone's hurting or someone just needs to talk for a minute, don't ever look at the phone and say, I don't feel like talking. Or, oh, don't ever push anybody away. Because that one phone call that you answer or that 5-minute conversation that you have with that somebody could really be life changing. You could
Yeah.
really help somebody or save someone that way. And, with Billy, as hard as it is that he's not here, he did have a lot of demons. We grew up, like I said, we grew up, in a tough way. And even though we weren't married and we weren't together, I was always there for him. He can call me 3, 4 in the morning and vent to me and cry to me and talk to me about whatever. And I was there. And I would have never turned him away, ever. So for him to not be here today, for him having demons in his closet or for whatever everybody's saying, it's not for real. It's not true. There's so much more to the story that we don't know of right now, and we will get to the bottom of it. But you always got to be there for that person. Just don't turn anybody away. That's reaching out for help. Is all I can say.
Yeah, when I used to go through, or like when situations used to happen, I used to look at just me with the situation, like look how I feel, and I wouldn't care about anybody else's feelings.
Right.
Like how is everyone else dealing with this situation? Everyone else has to deal with people passing away, and I'm
Yeah.
just like being selfish about it.
Yeah. You don't realize how bad something is until it hits home. You know, you don't know how bad someone could hurt until it hits home. You could see your friend. Oh, my friend's father passed away. They're crying. They're feeling upset. You're upset for them.
Mm,
But until it's your own dad or your own mom, the pain that you feel
yeah,
is so hard and so heartbreaking. That's when you realize, wow, you know, that person was really hurting. This is something. This is a pain I never witnessed or I never experienced, and shit, I never want to go through it again. So it's
how
tough.
much?
It's a tough
How
world we
much?
live in.
How much of a time period did they have together before he passed away?
Um, well, he was always here. They just didn't have a tight relationship. But before the before he passed away, from the first time they started to make amends and try and get close, it was just a matter of like months,
Yeah.
not long at all, which was tough. It was just a matter of months.
And when they approached him about the show, was he all for it too?
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and
He was
Billy
like,
are people person. We like to talk. We're like yentas. We like to be involved in everything and just like to be influential to everybody. So yeah, and Billy always wanted to be on TV. He always wanted to be an actor. He always wanted to be noticed. So for him to have the spotlight for a little while, that
yeah.
was one of his biggest dreams. So he did get one of his dreams fulfilled before he passed, which was good for him. But he was a great guy. He was funny. He was silly, and he was a good dad. He did love his children. He really did.
Yeah.
He loved them. Um, why he chose to live the way he did, or make the choices that he did, I can't tell you. I don't know. But it's unfortunate that we never were able to ride the whole ride.
I know,
You
because
know?
who knows where it would have went, right?
Yeah. Yeah, only the guy upstairs knows.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've had a lot of loss in my life in the last couple of years, and you know, you've learned to appreciate every single day that you wake up breathing. It might not be a good day, and it might not be anything to look forward to when you open your eyes. Like it's just gonna be another one of those days, but you're breathing. So just for that alone, it's a good day.
How's the family now? I asked because I'm in Europe and we bit behind.
What did you say? What time is it now?
No, they said, how's the family now? I asked because I'm in Europe and we a bit behind.
Our family's great. You know, listen, I'm the mom. I'm always gonna keep shit together. I don't know if I'm supposed to curse, but I'm always gonna keep it together.
You can. You're the
Okay.
matriarch. You're the matriarch.
Okay. Listen, I love my children.
It's the matriarch and the patriarch, right?
Yeah.
The matriarch, yeah.
You know, I saved them, but they saved me. You know, I look at it like that. They give me a reason to get up every single day and do whatever I do every day, whether it's make a meal, cook a dinner, wash clothes, take my grandchildren or one of them out for the day, whatever it is. God gave me 5 children for a reason. And that reason is to keep my heart filled with love, number one, because I have nothing but that. To keep me busy, because I'm freaking busy as hell from the minute I open my eyes to the minute I go to sleep. And to just have family. I love family. I love my family. You know, I wouldn't change anything. I really wouldn't. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a husband anymore. You know, I'm going through, you know, a divorce, and I'm all right with that. I'm happy. I've learned how to be happy in my own skin. I don't need a companion because I have so many children. I have, you know, they go through their relationships. I feel like I'm in their relationships. They're fighting with their boyfriends or girlfriends, and I feel like I'm in, you know, I'm guiding them. So, you know, I'm good. My family's really good. God knock on wood. You know, I don't have any complaints, and you know, as long as I'm here and I'm breathing, we'll be all right.
I got a picture here from the show.
Oh yeah, that was from the beginning.
So how many seasons did they have so far? Because I watched some of them. I didn't watch all of them.
Right. Well, it used to be called Made in Staten Island, and Made in Staten Island was about just the children. Then we brought it into Families of the Mafia, and that's when we brought in the parents and we brought in the family. So I would say now we're going into, if we count Made in Staten Island, it'll be 4. But if we just use Families of the Mafia, it'll be going into 3.
And so Billy was on what was he on?
All of them.
He was on all of them?
Yeah, we were all on all of them. We just have we're just more into it as Families of the Mafia, where the parents are more involved in these 2 than they were than Made in Staten Island.
You're getting a lot of a lot of people. No boyfriend. You looking?
Oh shit. No, I'm not looking. No, I like, listen, if it happens, it happens. You know, that's how I look at it. If someone falls into my face and, you know, we meet and I don't know, I fall for him, then that's what it is. But am I looking? No, I'm not looking.
She already met me, guys. Too bad. Sorry.
I've had my heart broken very badly, and it took me a long time to get over it. And I'm finally in a good place mentally, physically, financially on my own. And I don't need to ever go backwards again. That's
Eduardo
for sure.
says she's adorable.
What is that?
Eduardo says she's adorable.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, all of you. I appreciate everybody that loves us and you know, gives us good ratings, me and the kids. I really do. It comes from my heart. I appreciate it, all of it.
So are you guys still filming now? Are you guys still filming?
Well, we don't film in the summer. We film usually from like October to say March. Then it does all the editing and getting it ready, and then we'll play kind of at the end of the spring throughout the summer, and then we're off for a little bit, like now, and then we'll pick back up.
So you got pretty much the whole summer off, and the episodes come out, yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, you know, we filmed in the pandemic, which was very odd and we were shocked that we even were able to do that. That's why a lot of our shows that you see this last season was done in our homes, all the families, because we weren't able to go out. We weren't able to go to the restaurants. We weren't able to go do anything. So we kind of just filmed here at our homes, which was fine. that was our everyday living, which I didn't mind at all. So hopefully, God willing, we get this next season, we'll be more outdoors, and well, maybe not because what's going on with these vaccines, but that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
Yeah,
I mean, the pandemic is the reason why I started doing this. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't be doing this.
That's great. It has a you take it and you run with it. You see where it leads you. You don't want to sit home and be bored all day and do nothing. So, everybody's sitting home 24/7. You think, what can you do with yourself, whether it's to make money, whether it's to keep your mind going, because you could go stir crazy just sitting home doing nothing. For a woman, you can't clean and cook. What can you do all day, every day? So if you could do this and meet people, and that's great. This is perfect for me because I love to talk. I don't shut up.
You should do a show. You could make a show just like this.
Well, I'm on your show now, so someone else will put me on their show after they watch this show.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. You never know.
I'm sure I could get you more interviews. I know a ton of people that have shows.
Yeah. Listen, so, I just want to talk, and I want to be able to have people hear me and understand that, in life, not everybody has every day an easy day. There's a lot of hard times that we have to deal with, and you just have to, keep your head up high and, try and make the best of it. You will get through it. It doesn't end there. Your life doesn't end there. You have a whole life ahead of you. If your kids are coming home and, they did something wrong, that doesn't mean, oh shit, what the fuck, my kids, what am I going to do? No, you sit them down, you work it out, and you move on with it. Don't make it like it's the end of the world. It's so dramatizing. It's so bad that you don't know what to do next.
I used to be like that.
I would have been dead a long time ago.
Especially like when people would die around me, like really important people, I'd be like, oh, that's it. The world's over. I can't move on. Like, I can't.
Right. I don't like that attitude. I really don't. I think it's terrible. And it's just, I don't know. I'm a woman, but I've been a woman and a man for a long time. I've been a mom and a dad for a very long time. So I look at things in all aspects. I don't just look at things one way. I look at it in a whole circle of ways. And I always try and figure out which is going to work out, the best way. But my kids are great too, because they got great personalities. They got great attitudes. They don't take well, thank God they take after me. They don't take no shit from nobody. They say what's on their mind. They don't let people walk all over them. They're good people. They're good adults. And like I said, I've had a lot of hard times, but I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I raised 5 great kids. So, I pat myself on the back for that. I'm alone today, and that's okay, but I have them, and I enjoy them, tremendously. Like I said, I saved them, but they really saved me. That's for
and
sure.
your daughter had a baby too, right?
Recently? Yeah, he's going to be 4 months old. Oh, my God. He's my heart. I love him to death. Oh, God. He is just unbelievable. There is no words for him. He looks just like Taylor, just like him, but he's just the apple of my eye. He fills my heart with a lot of love. All my grandchildren do, all of them do. I have 4 of them. Joe gave me 3. And now I have, 1 from my daughter, which is a little bit different because she's my daughter. So there's a little bit of a different kind of bond there. But, I love them all the same. I really do.
So, what's in the plan for your future? Like,
in what way?
Like, are you gonna do you have a book coming out? Like,
you want to know something? I did start writing a book. I did. I started writing a book a year ago, and I kind of put it to a stop because then we started filming, and then we lost Billy. Then my mother came and she had gotten sick. There's been so much going on that I never got back to the book. But yes, I do. It's funny you say that. I do have a book started. I'm kind of in the middle of it. And I wish I could get someone to just finish it for me because I'm so busy. It's such an interesting book. I think if I put it out there, people are going to love it. But I really need to make the time to try and finish that book because I think it'll do great. I think people will read it and really love it.
Definitely. I think people would definitely buy the book.
Yeah.
And you could do book signings. It's another stream of income.
Yeah, of course. I just got to I'm just so busy every day, all day. I just have to find the time to really sit down and do something like that for, finish up something like that. Like I said, I wish I could hire somebody and talk. And as I'm doing things, talk and they're typing it, They
do it like that now. That's how they do it.
I know.
You're just talking to the phone and then PDF file, done deal.
My book started the book that I started writing, it started in the year of 1993. It was actually the summer before I met Billy. And I spoke about everything that happened in our lives, you know, what we speak about, what we put out on the show, you know, my children. It just has everything in there. I didn't hold back on anything, you know.
Do you have any kind of stories you could tell me about you and Billy? Like maybe
Like, what do you want?
situation,
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
anything.
Do you want to hear about how I lied about my age? Because I thought he was the cutest man in the world, so I lied about my age, and I was really a lot younger than I was. And
Yeah.
it came out when we went for our marriage license because I was pregnant. How old I really was? It was too late for him
God.
to be angry. Yeah, I was like 16, and he was 20. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't supposed to happen that way, but you know, that was one floozy thing that we did, but we got through it. And it was I was like, oh shit, now the truth is gonna come out. Now what do I do now? I've been lying to this poor guy for the last 6 months. And now when she actually, yeah, it was bad. She was like, do you have your ID? I'm like, oh God, can we just skip over the date of birth? But yeah, that was tough.
And then
tough.
when she's reading
He's
it,
like, why did you lie? I'm like, because you would have never dated me if I would have told you I was, you know, 16 and you were so old. He goes, but why did you lie? Now we're having a baby. We're getting married. And I'm just finding out now. This is how old you are. I'm like, well, you can't turn back now.
If that would have happened now, it would have been bad.
I know.
Oh man.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, I mean, Billy was Billy, you know. He had a personality that was just one of a kind. He was tough as nails. Everybody knew him in the street. They call him Billy Cast because he was always getting hurt. He was always in some kind, you know, his name was Billy Cast because he was always in a cast. You know, he was always getting hurt. He always had a broken foot, a broken hand, a broken arm, a broken this, a broken that. He was always broken somewhere around his body. So, you know, they named him Billy Cast. But he loved music. He loved rapping. He loved dancing. You know, he was just a real personable person. You know, we were pretty much the same person, same people, which is why I guess but he was a cheat. You know, he loved girls. Girls loved him. And, you know,
most guys are.
I couldn't deal with that. So I had to go. I just couldn't deal with the lifestyle. You know, he was, you know, his family was into, you know, the Irish mob and stuff like that. I didn't want to raise my children around that. You know, but when I became a mother, I became a different Jessica. Yeah. You know, I wasn't that same Jessica anymore. You know, I was never into drugs. Till today, I never smoked pot. You know, I'm 47 years old. I never even tried it. I have no desire to do it.
That's a good thing.
Like, yeah, of course it's a good thing. You know, sometimes when I get stressed out, you know, they're like, oh, I'm like, why do I start now? No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I don't like to have anything that I'm not in control over.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big drinker. I'm a social drinker. You know, we go out, we'll have a few drinks or whatever. Patron is my drink. I love tequila. You know, I'm not really a big drinker.
I don't drink at all. I got 3 years, no drinks.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
that's
thank
good.
God. Yeah, I was bad on alcohol.
Oh, really?
No yeah.
That's why. Okay.
No more. Yeah.
What does it do to you? It makes you angry, fighting? What is it? It just puts you in what kind of
makes me ruin my whole life.
Oh yeah, then you don't want to do it then. You don't drink to get like that. No. Yeah. You know, so Billy was a heavy drinker. He liked drinking, you know, but he was a good drink. You know, he would only get crazy if something ticked him off. He wouldn't drink and then start, you know, try to wreck the bar. There was plenty of times when he did wreck the bar, but, you know, he didn't go in there. That wasn't his intention. You know, he would drink and he would be on a good head and we would have a great time. But if something went left and it went left, forget it. That bar was.
Do you have any stories? Do you have any stories where it went left?
Yeah, I have a lot of stories. They're mainly with me though, because, you know, like if a guy would say something to me or a guy would look at me a certain kind of way or say, oh, you have a beautiful wife, Billy. You know, he would think that was being very disrespectful. You got to remember, back in the day, respect was very big. Today, people disrespect people and they don't, you know, people talk down to people curse each other out. And it's like nothing. But years ago, back then when we grew up, respect was very big. You didn't answer your mother or father back. You didn't disrespect or belittle a man. You know, you just didn't do that. Today, it's way different. You know, things are so different today. But, you know, yeah, there was times where, you know, if someone bumped into him, he would be very hot-headed. Oh, you didn't see me. that would break out a big fight. Cops would come. He'd probably get arrested. You know, I'd go home alone, have to bail him out the next day. But that was just Billy. Everybody knew Billy. We came from, you know, Park Slope. Everybody knew everybody there. We grew up there. So, you know, everybody, like I said, everybody had each other's back. No one looked at him in a negative way. We just knew Billy was Billy. And that's, you know, don't mess with him in certain kind of ways because he was a hothead, which is like my son Joe. You know, don't cross him the wrong way because he's a hothead too.
The apple
But he has a
doesn't
heart
fall
of
far
gold.
from the tree, right?
Yeah. But like I said, you know, it's crazy because, you know, they'll take your head right off your shoulders in a matter of a second, but then they'll give you the last dollar in your pocket if you need it. It's so
Yeah.
weird. You know, it's the truth though. They have big hearts, but they're just not pushovers at all. And you know, some people don't know how to take it. You know, we had a show. One of the episodes on the show is Taylor and Joe having an argument, a disagreement. And, you know, a lot of people have negative things to say about it. A lot of people have positive things to say about it. You know, you got to learn to just read the comments and just let them go because you could really get yourself crazy if you read some comments and you want to, you know, attack people because they don't understand your family. They don't understand how families work. You know, they could fight today and they could love each other tomorrow. They could fight right now and they could love each other in the next 10 minutes. They're not going to take that to the grave with them. You know, it's not going to last forever. You know, siblings argue, siblings fight. That's just the way it is. But yeah, you know, like I said, you know, they're definitely Billy's kids. They're definitely by all means not pushovers. They don't take garbage from anybody at all.
I don't know where you heard that from, Julie. You must be getting it from my opposition.
What's that?
These little rumors they hear. Staxx, you didn't say a month ago you had done blow recently? Definitely not.
Wait, what is that? Is that what are they saying?
They're talking shit. They're saying, didn't you say a month ago you had done blow recently? Definitely not.
About me?
No,
About
they're
you.
saying about me.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
People trying to get a rise, you know, they would want nothing more than to see me homeless in the streets, strung out.
That's what I'm saying. But you see how people are? Don't you see how people are? They could sit here and they could watch the whole show. You're talking all positive. You're having a great conversation. You're talking good. You're bringing up things that came on in your life that aren't so good. And then they got to take that one bad thing that you may have said or something that didn't work out right, and they jump on it and then they got to attack on it. Like, what about all the good things we said for the last 35 minutes? What about all that? You got to take that one little thing and make. That's why people are so annoying. Seriously.
It's just how people are. They'd rather
know.
see a train wreck than people do
Because
good
you know
things.
what?
You know?
They're miserable within themselves. That's what it comes down to. People that are negative like that and say negative things about other people are not healthy within their lives or within themselves. Because I can't see why they would try and, you know, talk down to other people for no reason. It has to be their own miserable self. That's how I look at it.
I'm having a meet and greet and I'm giving out hugs, everybody. So
yeah, so you know, I hope this show just puts a lot of positiveness in people. I hope, you know, people listen to me and know that everything I said comes from my heart. You know, I don't pull no punches here. There's no reason to. I don't lie about anything. No reason to.
I mean, you have 5 kids. You've been through a lot of things, and you're still going. You're still positive. You still got a lot of things going for yourself. So
yeah, and I hope it still goes. And I hope, you know, like today we're doing the show, and I hope we talk again whenever we talk again. I hope, you know, I like keeping in touch. I don't like just saying, you know, having a conversation now and then, okay, bye, never see you again or whatever. I like.
I'll definitely have you on the show again.
I like people noticing things and wanting to talk and putting stuff out there. You know, it's a very lonely, ugly world we live in, especially today.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's not the way it used to be. You know,
Not at all.
really no. You know, you can't even go for a drink. You can't go for a sit-down dinner. You can't do anything without having a headache. Now you have to have a vaccine. You know, what happened to your constitutional rights? Not that I'm political at all, but, you know, this world is becoming a total nightmare, honestly. You know, you really have no life, really, if you think about it. You know, you can't do what you want to do anymore.
Why do you got a tattoo on your face? Because I didn't want a job. That's why I got tattoos on my face.
Well, at least it's not a tear under your eyeball.
Is that a good answer for you? Because I don't want to work.
Oh God, people are funny.
People are insane.
Yeah, but you know, that's a little bit of my story.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
I
Ask the
appreciate you
big
having me.
ask the big question. Is she single? Everyone on my
Um,
show is asking that.
I am single, but I'm not looking. This is not a dating show.
This
This is
isn't the
not who could
yeah,
they
this
just.
isn't the matchmaker in heaven and shit.
Yeah, no.
Well, I hope you finish your book because it sounds like an interesting book. I would like to read it someday.
Yeah, I'm seeing some things come up on the bottom, but I can't. My eyesight's so bad, like I can't really read what they say. You know,
You don't dress
oh,
me.
what's that say? I don't know. I can't read it. It's so little, the letters.
She must have on again. They're saying you must come on again.
Yes, I'm hoping so. I definitely am, but just say
Jessica, you're a strong woman. Be proud.
I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Yes, I try. You know, I try. That's
Single
all we
but
could
don't
do.
want to mingle.
I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm busy. I'm too busy. And you know what? If there's going to be a man in my life, he has to accept my children. He's got to like them. And, you know, there's a lot. I have a lot of baggage. I have a lot going on. So, not, you know, I don't really want strangers around my daughters. You know, I'm a mom.
Yeah. I got a 16-year-old daughter and I protect her with my life.
Yeah.
I will not bring her on here or any of this shit.
Right. And you know what?
Far away.
I've had two husbands, you know, and I can't say that you know, they're bad. They were bad boys. You know, they weren't blue collars. They didn't work on Wall Street. They were bad boys. They were arrested. They did time. They were in jail for some crazy ass reason. Those were the guys that attracted me back then. I don't know why.
Have you ever
But,
had that? Have they ever busted your door in when you were with them?
I had my door busted in twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How was that experience?
scary, very scary, because I had babies, and you know, you don't know what the hell's gonna happen. You don't know what to do. You don't know at first. You don't know who's busting in your door. First
You
of all,
don't. You think it's a robbery? You have
yeah,
little
you don't
people
know. You got you know you
guns.
got little children in the house. Now everybody's fucking screaming and going crazy. You don't know what the hell to do next. You know you don't know who to protect or what you don't know what's going on. It's very very scary, and you know I didn't want to live that life. I just didn't. I didn't want to be involved in that. I had too many kids to worry about. I didn't want them to see all that drama and that negativity and think that that was even normal, because it's not. You know, it's not the way a marriage should be or a family should be. It really isn't. It's unfortunate that that was our family and that is our family, but you know, it, you know, this is another reason why the show with the kids, you know, you don't bring you try to escape the background and try and be your own person and be a good person. You know, don't let that name or that way that you were brought up or anything follow you. You know, you're your own person. You know, doing your own thing. You know, you have your own name, you're doing your own thing. Never mind who your father was or who your mother was or how much time your father did or what he did. You know, you're your own person.
Yeah, a lot of people live in the past. You know.
Yeah, it's bad. You know, let the past go. You know, move on from it.
Stool Pigeon says she seems like a class act.
But thank you. I mean, that sounds like a positive compliment. I appreciate you. Thank you.
How
I'm
are
just a
you,
real
beautiful
person.
girl? They said, "How are you, beautiful girl?" Johnny
I'm
Bads,
well.
have some respect. These people are just talking amongst each other.
Oh my God. You know, I look at life as if, you know, if they told me today that I had 6 months to live, I would be okay with that, because I have done everything I think I needed to do. I raised my 5 beautiful children. They're all beautiful adults today, regardless of what headaches they gave. All kids give headaches. There's no one perfect kid. I don't care what anybody says. If you sit down at a table with 16 parents and there's just one couple of a parent that said, "Oh, my kid doesn't give me a headache. My kid got all A's. My kid never does this," they're bullshitting, because everybody gives everybody a headache. There's no such thing as
Yeah, the mother will
a
walk
perfect
up,
family.
lick her
It doesn't
hands,
exist
her
as much
kids
as we
here.
want to. Oh, please, it doesn't exist. And I'll say it straight out to them, bullshit. Doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a perfect family. You want your family to have a little chaos. What? Not that it would be boring if it didn't, but you want to have a little bit of chaos in the family to, you know, keep your family going. There's no one
Spice up,
perfect family.
spice it up, right?
Yeah. I would think so. Yeah. You know, I mean, not every day, but you know, you go through shit. You just do. That's just the way it is. And you got to get through it. You just keep your head up high and you fight and you fight and you'll get through it. And you stick by your children and you be a tough mom or a tough dad. And you know, you don't let them overpower you. You know, if you got to roll up on them and their friends and embarrass them, then that's what you do. You do whatever you need to do. You follow them around, whatever. You become such that the worst annoyingest parent ever, where they don't even want to leave the house, and then they have no reason. Then they have no choice but to behave and be good because they're gonna have you on their ass.
Yeah,
What's
they
that?
don't know if you're looking over their shoulder, right?
That's right. I forget it. I didn't let them out of my sight, not for one single second. Believe me. And if something didn't go right, I was right there to try and make it right or try and fix it. Believe me.
Yeah,
Oh, I really was.
16's a rough age. My daughter's 16. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
My daughter's 17. I have a 17-year-old daughter right now.
she's rebellious and,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
They have their own
same thing.
attitudes. You know, they think they know everything.
They
don't
think
wanna,
like the world like automatically just pays the bills, everything's done
Yeah.
for you, and
Uh-huh.
it's always gonna be like that. And I'm like,
It's true, and it's not. It's not. You know, everything costs $1. You got to respect. You know, you got to respect your stuff. They don't have a value of $1 because they don't pay for it. You know, the new cell phones, the best sneakers, the best this, the best that.
yeah,
You know, they want all that beautiful, great stuff, but they're not paying for it. So, you know, you got to teach them the value of $1. Even my little guy, he's 12 years old. He's adorable. You know, a lot of people want to know how come I don't put my little kids on the show. It's not that I don't put the little kids on the show. It's that they're 12 and 16. They're still in school. They're still around a lot of people in the public eye. And I don't want to put them, God forbid, in any kind of danger. You know, I don't want people to say, oh, your family's on that show. Oh, you never know. There's a lot of crazies out there. There's no reason for me to put them in that situation. They're not grown up enough to handle themselves in a situation like that. They're still in the school system. They're still, you know, riding bikes in the street. People still see them out in the open, you know. So that's why I didn't really make it a point to put them on the show as much as they probably could have been, was more to protect them. Not to say that I only have 3 children, because I have 5 children that I'm very, very proud of, every single one of them. It's just that with the 2 little ones, it was more of a protection kind of thing, I guess you would say, because, you know, they're still young. And you don't know.
That's why I don't put my daughter on here, because a lot of people hate on me, and I just don't want her to deal with the repercussions that I deal with, you know?
Exactly. You know, like if someone comes off nasty to them and says something to them, or, you know, they don't know how to react to that. So why even put them in that situation? So I just want to clear that up with everybody who thinks that I don't put them on the show because I don't think highly of them like I do my other 3, or, you know, I don't love them the way I love my other 3. It's not for that reason. I adore my little guy. He's my baby. He's 12 years old. My God, I adore him. I just do it for more of a protection reason, honestly. You know?
They want to know how ask her how she got approached to do the MTV show.
It wasn't really being approached. I'm friends with the mob wives, number one. All our kids are friends. You know, they all go to school together. And it pretty much all, Caesar, come here. And it all started out from Made in Staten Island. You know, my kids, Taylor and Joe, the twins, were on Made in Staten Island with the other kids. And, you know, when they wanted to put the families into it, they asked us who was interested in, you know, being in it. Would it be me, Billy, you know, my ex-husband at the time, which was the guy who I remarried. I was married for almost 20 years after Billy. You know, we separated about 4 or 5 years ago. But we remained friends for the children. The 2 younger kids belong, you know, to him and I. So, you know, that's how it happens. And we just go with it. And believe it or not, we got so much publicity from it, because when you bring parents into it, people look at it in a different way now.
Yeah.
Because now the parents are speaking, and you're really putting your family out there. And
I think some people look at the name maybe, and they like it gets a bad light maybe, some of it.
Yeah, you know, because thank you. So Leave the charger. You need it? I can take the charger off. Yeah.
What you call it?
The name doesn't really have. I mean, me and I'm on the show. I feel like the name is for. I don't know how to say it without being negative about it. I feel like the way we want the show to look is if there's children that our kids came from a certain kind of lifestyle, whether it be mafia, whether it be organized crime, whether it be whose dad is in jail, whether it be whose father or mother were on drugs. You know, so many different aspects of parents in different ways of negativeness that these children had to grow up witnessing and being a part of. It wasn't only mafia, but now as they grow up, they want to branch off to their own selves. They don't want their parents' name lingering on top of them. So the name really doesn't have so much to do with what's really in the show, because it's more about the kids trying to make better lives for themselves.
Yeah.
Being a part of the crazy families that they've been a part of, including my own, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the way it is. So the perfect name for the show, I don't know what it would be, because it's just, so it's 5 different families going in 5 different directions with a bunch of kids trying to make a better life for themselves.
Yeah.
Coming from each family doing something differently, you know? I mean, my ex-husband was in jail. Then my second ex-husband, he was also, you know, a bad boy. You know, it's just, and these poor kids, you know, have to grow up with that weight on their shoulders, you know, and you know, you're Joe. Let me talk. Oh, you're Joe O'Toole. Oh, you're Matt O'Toole. Oh, you're Taylor O'Toole. You know, once you say the last name, you got to think whether these people are looking at you in a positive way or if they're looking at you in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know, because the way your family, you know, because of who your family is. And that's what this show is about. These kids want to make better lives for themselves. And they don't want to be looked at like that, you know, for the way that they were brought up and the families that they were involved, you know, their families. So
Lexi wants to know if I can ask her if Billy was around the Westies.
yes. His father and him, which is, you know, I didn't really want a part of that lifestyle. Like I said back then, I really didn't. I was kind of scared of it. I didn't want to be in any kind of danger. I didn't want my children to be in any kind of danger. You know, I was protective, I guess, over them.
Did he carry a weapon? Did he carry a weapon a lot?
Yeah, you know, he had stuff to protect himself just in case. Yeah. Yep. So, you know, I didn't want anything to really, I just didn't want my children to be obligated to be in that lifestyle, having people break in the house at 3, 4 in the morning. It's scary. You know, it's a scary way to live. It's not, you know, a comfortable way. You don't lay your head down on the pillow every night comfortably when you're living a life like that, or you have, you know, your husband or your wife living a life like that. There is really no peace.
Or like the day after your door gets kicked in, like what do you do the next day? You're like,
right. You know, then you got neighbors. Now you got neighbors, you know, looking at you in a different way because they didn't know what was going on. Now your children can't play with their children. You know, then you're talking about it in the school, and now you have teachers, and now you have parents at the school. Now you have the whole world looking at you in a different way and pulling their kids away from your children, you know, and it's not the children's fault. So, you know, that's the tough part of it. You know, the kids are the ones that suffer from the way us parents chose to live our lives, or who we decided to marry or be involved in with. You know,
just like
shame on us.
Just like on the show, Sammy the Bull's daughter gets served with someone suing her.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with someone with her father, and they're bringing it out on her.
Right, exactly, and that's sad because she's just a young girl trying to make a nice life for herself, and she'll say it just like it is too, like my kids too. You know, she's her own person. She doesn't want, you know, the drama or the name or anything that's gone on in her family in the background to follow her. And, you know, when she brought out those papers, it was all basically because of who she is. And it's, like I said, it's the kids that suffer. So,
it's true.
Know, that's the tough part of it. You know, we're getting older now. You know, the parents are older now. We're sitting back, and we've had our headaches, and, you know, we've been through it all. Now, it's unfortunate, but now the children are carrying the weight, you know, and they're trying everything, you know, to be in a positive way and not carry that weight. But it's just there. No matter how you look at it, it's just there. It's not going anywhere. You know, it's just who you are. It's where you've been raised and how you've been raised. It's not leaving, unfortunately.
She already
You
said it.
know,
She already said what she is, Lexi. You want to explain to the people what ethnicity you are?
I'm Spanish and Italian. Yes. My dad's Spanish, very, very Spanish, very, very dark Spanish man. And my mother, Italiano. Blue eyes, very, very light skin.
Did you grow up speaking Spanish or Italian?
I only speak English. That's it. What you see is what you get right now.
It's
Unless you
okay,
want to curse.
Lexi.
I can curse. That's okay. Yeah. If they look on my page, if they ever go, I'm not private on my page, you'll see my family, they see my mom, they see my dad. You know, my pages on my social media is all about my family, the kids, the grandchildren, you know, my mom, my dad, you'll see everybody there. You know, I don't hide anything. You know, like I said, my mom just passed away, which was very heartbreaking to me on the 24th. Very unexpected.
I can't even imagine. I'm with my mom every day, and we have a great bond. And I
It,
can't even imagine.
yeah, total heartbroken. Total, and she died here in my home. You know, in our, you know, she knew she was passing, but we thought we had 6 more months with her, like they said, and it was a matter of days. It just was a matter of days. Once they said that, you know, she had stage 4 cancer and it hit her liver, she came home, and within 2 weeks we lost her. But she got her wish.
Wow.
She wanted to die home with us and the kids, and that's exactly. I would never put her in a facility.
Because especially if you go to a facility now, you can't even have the family there because of
No,
COVID
yeah,
and all this stuff. And
that
then
wasn't even gonna
basically
happen.
your family member will just die alone, and that's not
Yeah,
cool.
no, that wasn't an option. She wasn't going anywhere. You know, I was gonna take care of her. I have a sister too, but I took care of her for the most part. And then the last couple of days that she was really going downhill, I pulled my sister over to give me a hand because then it was just, you know, too much for me.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically. You know, she wasn't really walking, so she had to be kind of carried. You know, I kind of became like a nurse to her. And to see her suffer like that was tough. It's tough, you know.
Yeah,
But
I'm sorry for your loss.
I
It's
appreciate
really
it.
hard.
Thank you. You know what? But like everybody said, she's not suffering anymore. That's the main part, because she was in a lot of pain and she was suffering.
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw
just
that.
being selfish a bit.
I saw that. Yeah, because you want her to stay longer with
Right,
you. I
right.
saw the video of her dancing in the kitchen.
Oh my God, she got rhythm and she had energy more than me, you, the people next door, down the block had. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. She would dance a whole goddamn song on my kitchen counter from the beginning to the end. We would get tired just looking at her. Oh my God, and that was just a couple of months ago. That was at Easter.
Yeah,
You know?
she reminded me of my grandma Vivaldi.
Yeah, she was a partier. She loved to have a good time. She loved music. My music plays in the house all day long. I love music
Yeah.
more than I love TV. That's the truth. You know, I wake up, I put the music on. Music, well, I'm soft now because we're talking, but I have music on all the time. You know, I try to have a very happy house over here, very
Yeah.
lively. Yeah, definitely. You know, the kids are always here. They all move out. You know, none of the kids live here. I have the 2 little ones that live with me and my oldest son.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter lives with her fiance and the baby. My son Joe lives on his own. You know, the bigger ones are kind of out of the house already, but they're
They
always
asked
here. They come visit me all the time.
what kind of music do you like? House music?
I like all music. I like to dance. I like all kinds of music. There's no certain. I like Spanish music. I like Italian music. I like dance music. I like reggae. I like rap. I like everything. You know, I like everything. There's nothing that, you know, just good music that we could, you know, dance to, whatever.
Seems like she's got good energy. Sweetest person you've had on your show, hands down.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Very sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a nice
Well,
person.
yes, you are. Well, I want to thank you for coming on my show, and I'm
Oh, you're
definitely
welcome.
going to have you on again.
Thank you
And
very much. Anytime.
maybe
I appreciate it. Sorry it took so long
it's
to
okay.
get me, but don't give up. I do come, and when I come, I give it 100%.
I don't give up. If people know me, they know I
Good.
don't
See,
give
you
up.
got me. It might be late at night, but you got me.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe next time we could have your kids on with you or something.
Yeah, definitely. They would like that. Sure. I'm sure they have a lot to say, and you'd have a lot of questions for them. They would like that. So we'll
Yeah,
definitely plan
definitely.
that for the next time.
It would be good.
Yeah,
Definitely. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone before we go?
No. No. Just no.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. I really appreciate you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you for having me and being interested enough to even have me. So,
of course,
and I hope I give positiveness to everybody that watches me and listens to me, because that is what I'm trying to do. So if I'm getting that point across, then I'm definitely doing my job.
Yeah, you guys make sure you stay, hit the like and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys next time.
Yes. Ciao.